We had been to the country club, and we were the lucky people who won the fancy rooster, and brought him home from the club. And Chris Shadow, who's our dog, he's pretty well behaved, but when he saw the rooster, all he wanted to do was get hold of him, you know. So we had this big race in the backyard. The rooster trying to get away, the dog chasing him, children after the dog trying to catch the dog, and we had such a it really was funny. And that was the end of that wild episode. Only time they were allowed to have a chance with a gun was on Thanksgiving. They all had a good time and loved it. It was one of the things that Bruce's to hunt on Thanksgiving Day. Never hunted, of course. They just had target practice out in the backyard. And the boys all thought it was wonderful, and the girls all wanted to know why they couldn't go. First, one wife would call and ask when they were coming, and then the other, and then Mrs. Callahan, and then Mrs. Tubrati would call. Little by little, they all got called home because dinner was ready. I played golf, I can honestly say, just to make Ray happier. And I don't think it made any difference to him, but I thought it would be nice if I knew what he was talking about. I think probably I ended up in my whole lifetime playing golf with him 4 times. So we didn't play very much. Not that he wouldn't. The times we played together was fine. It was with another couple, or if we were on vacation and somebody said, let's have a game. And so he was always pleasant about it. But he was just as happy I didn't play, because then he knew he could have his day of playing and not have to bother about small things. So he played every week, and that eased him. And he always knew he had that to look forward to, no matter how busy he was. And he was pretty busy most Saturdays. We had it settled before we were married. He had to have one night out with the boys. It was all right with me. And he did. He played every week. And we both played. Often people would get together, but he wasn't a bridge player. He was a poker player. But he wasn't a man that played cards every night. He was happy with us one night a week. And that always pleased me, too, because some people get it so bad they're always working up a game somewhere. Our close friends as we grew up with our children were the Helmodes, who played cards almost once a week, and the Tubratis were our close friends, and the Foleys were our close friends. The other people owned the jewelry store, Mr. and Mrs. Case. That was our gang, more or less. We did things together Saturday nights and went to the same parties. We had a good group, and I think it was one of the reasons because we were business people, and you meet many more people when you're in business, I think. We were thinking getting friends is business. That's how it happens. I think mostly because the Bouchers had a cottage at Groton, so we decided it would be nice to rent down there one year because our kids were similar in age. Then we met other Willamette people like the Foleys, and then Jill got a job teaching swimming, and so it gave us a reason for going back, and so we did. And then Ray would commute. He'd come twice a week, and then the Bouchers were going to move, so we bought their cottage from them. That's how we first bought that house. So it worked out really, really well for all of us. Gave Ray a place to come and relax, and I didn't work in the summers, which is good. Children always liked it. It worked out very well for us. You know, it was a square house, and you can only just do so many things with a square house, up and down, and that's it. And at the beach, the lots are so small, but I didn't want a house where you had to say, don't walk in there and don't walk here. And so we had a nice flower beds around the house, but nothing that would hurt. The rest of it was grass, so the kids could play it. And I had the sandbox built under the top deck so that the boys and the girls would have a lot of places to play. And they all had the basement room so that when you came and stayed over, they could stay down and have their own room. So I had bunk beds down there for them. It was just a good, happy family in the summer. Whoever happened to be there, you had fun.